The Reavers ride into Kansas seeking their independence. Actually, they set sail against the Pirates. The captain of the ship, Tay Bender, giving the orders. Lewis Central takes a trip to Sioux City. The Titans, some whiteout for the Black Raiders. Hey, last time AL crashed the capital city, good times. And this time, trying time and time again. The TJ story. It's a story that hasn't been written for a while. Do or die for St. Albert. The Saints looking to do what not too many have done to the Tigers. A couple of Tigers disguised as Reavers tearing it up for the top-ranked volleyball team. 4, the golf teams getting into the swing of things.
Hi, we're members of the Abraham Lincoln High School marching band. Bluffs Sports Zone starts now.
Hello, I'm JJ Davis, and welcome to the latest edition of the Bluffs Sports Zone. The top-ranked football team in the nation just continues to roll on. The second-ranked Reavers rumble into Jayhawk territory once again. And once again, here's IWTV student Jake Wright.
Road game coverage brought to you by Jenny Edmondson Sports Medicine.
Iowa Western looks to stay perfect. The Reavers set sail against the Pirates of Independence. First quarter, Tay Bender to Charlie Miller. The redshirt sophomore scores from 20 yards out. The visitors draw first blood.
Miller gets in for 6. His first TD as an Iowa Western Reaver.
Meanwhile, the dark side shines bright. The defense holds the home team to 118 total yards. Rico Gafford recovers the ball in the end zone as the Reavers force 3 turnovers and a blocked punt. Iowa Western leads 24-0 at half. Second half, the second-ranked team racks up 442 total yards. Ties Mason with his first of 2 touchdowns. The Reavers clobber the Pirates 52-0.
I mean, anytime you can shut somebody out is good, and I felt we played a complete game. A lot of people got in. Actually, everybody, I think, pretty much got in the game, and to keep the shutout defensively and offensively to keep moving the football was good to see.
It's a great feeling to get back on the field, just be out there with my team instead of sporting on the sideline. It's a great feeling just to score again and play football. We got to be able to play 4 quarters, get it done, and not have mental errors.
Iowa Western has won 18 of the last 19 games going back to last season. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Jake Wright.
Thanks, Jake. Not even close. The Pirates starting quarterback out with an injury, and that's just for starters. Now, Tay Bender sees limited action for the visitors. Zach Martin, J.D. Colgett see some time as well at QB. The Reavers recover a fumble in the end zone, block a punt, and so on. The dark side limits Independence to just 118 total yards. Total destruction. Iowa Western's now a sizzling 7-0. Next up, back home to duke it out with DuPage. Now to the trigger man. And he, by his own admission, has come a long way. Here's IWTV student Drake Curry.
Tay Bender transferred in from Kansas State. So how did the redshirt sophomore get to Iowa Western?
We reached out to him just to kind of, this could potentially be an option. And it didn't happen for a while until almost right before second semester, and he contacted us again after that. And I just think it's a fresh start. It's an opportunity to get back to the level that you feel you should be able to play at.
Last year I took a back seat to Connor, and I took advantage of it in the fact as basically picking his brain. If I had questions, I'd ask him, he'd answer, and it helped me for this year.
Tay has passed for just under 1,300 yards and 17 touchdowns this season. Number 7 also averages 24 rushing yards a game and has 2 rushing touchdowns.
As a quarterback, there's a maturity process. And each offense is a little bit different, I think, in understanding our offense first and foremost.
People want to lead it out on the field, that's my goal, and that's my job. You know, just getting the guys together. You know, a little pep talk before you run out there, and then take care of business.
Tay had tied the school record for most touchdowns in a game against Garden City.
You know, I'm not really a big records guy. You know, I want to thank, you know, first and foremost my linemen and also my wide receivers for that. I needed the time to throw it, and the receivers had to catch the ball.
Texas and Cincinnati, among others, have shown interest in the revered quarterback. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Drake Curry.
Thanks, Drake. Now, a couple of stud QBs on the volleyball team. Everybody's All-Americans. But first, road trip ×3 when we come back.
For more than a quarter century, thousands of Southwest Iowa athletes have relied on this team, Jenny Ed Sports Med. Their sole focus is to prevent, diagnose, and treat your sports injury. They even partner with the surgeons at Ortho West, ensuring you get your own exclusive roadmap back to action. Methodist Jenny Ed Sports Med invites all Southwest Iowa athletes to its free walk-in clinic, open every Saturday morning, August through October. Jenny Ed Sports Med.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun? Whoa, 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 can you feel the sun?
Hi, this is Jim Duggan, head football coach at Lewis Central High School, and you're watching the Bluffs Sports Zone.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill, Meyer Woodring, family-owned funeral home, serving Council Bluffs in Southwest Iowa for over 100 years.
Other than that eye-opener at West Des Moines Dowling, Lewis Central's racking up the wins, thanks in part to a certain gunslinging quarterback. And I can still remember that first game Austin Simmons started 2 years ago. You just knew after he led the Titans over AL that the then sophomore quarterback was going to be good. And now for his latest chapter, here's IWTV student Matt Coram.
Road game coverage brought to you by Jenny Edmondson Sports Medicine.
Lewis Central set for a district showdown with Sioux City East. Titans up 7-zip in the first quarter. Black Raider quarterback J.J. Stevens down the seam to Austin Arendt, and he is gone. 73 yards for the touchdown. Home team ties it up. Arendt catches 10 balls for 223 yards in this TD. In the very next drive, LC quarterback Austin Simmons, who throws for 418 yards and runs for 193 more, delivers a strike to Connor Hannafin. Visitors back up 14-7. Sioux City scores 3 times in the second quarter to grab a 27-21 lead at the break. Late in the third quarter, Stevens, who throws for 414 yards and 3 touchdowns, hits Don Fleemister between 2 LC defenders for the score. Black Raiders draw close, down 35-34. Fourth quarter, East up 8 with 20 seconds to go. Titans 37 yards from glory. Simmons buys time, throws deep, finds Connor Hannafin for the touchdown. LC needing 2 points to send it to overtime. And they get it. Simmons powers in for the conversion. The teams head to overtime tied at 43. It wouldn't take long for LC to pull ahead. The senior quarterback from a yard out. Titans up 50-43. Raiders with a chance to answer. J.J. Stevens rolls left. And it's intercepted. Brendan Figueroa with a game-clinching pick. Lewis Central wins a shootout 50-43.
It was a blur to me. I'll be honest with you. I asked somebody, I didn't know if we scored. It was a blur. I mean, it was just an absolute blur, so I don't know what happened.
You know, just Coach said it to us before the game that, you know, it's going to be up and down with emotions and everything else. And, you know, at one point we thought we kind of didn't know if we'd come back, and then we thought we could, you know, just kept bouncing back, hanging in there. pulled it out?
I don't know. We just got to look at the film now. I'm not sure what to say. You know, it's just I've never been anything like that before in my entire career. It's unbelievable. I'm just happy for the kids.
The Titans, led by Austin Simmons, the senior quarterback, ends the night with 611 yards of total offense. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Matt Corum.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but football is ever so delightful. Abraham Lincoln travels to Des Moines Hoover. First quarter, Huskies quarterback Brock Larson to Dom Marshall. Home team strikes first. Visitors come right back late in the first. Quarterback Josh Krabby finds Peyton Shinos. The senior scores the Lynx' only touchdown in the first half. Second quarter, Larson to Marshall again. The junior turns on the Jets and goes 80 yards to the house. In all, Marshall grabs all 3 touchdowns in the first half. Hoover's up 21-7 at the break. Second half becomes a roller coaster ride for Abraham Lincoln. Opening drive of the third quarter, Peyton Heffernan flies down the field. The senior races 63 yards for the score. Heffernan, 20 carries, 127 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the night. Later in the third quarter, with the score tied at 21, the Huskies' Brock Larson finds Marshall for the junior receiver's 4th touchdown of the night. AL ties it with a touchdown pass from Krabby to Nick Hopkins. After a scoreless fourth quarter, we are headed into overtime. First series, Heffernan punches it in. Abraham Lincoln kicks the extra point. The Lynx grab a 35-28 lead. Des Moines Hoover right back. Larson to Nick Snyder to cut it to 1. The Huskies go for 2 and the win. Larson to Snyder again. Des Moines Hoover beats Abe Lincoln in a thriller 36-35.
Well, we got great senior leaders. They're good kids, and they fought till the end. You know, the problem was we spotted them too much early. If we would have come out the first half like we did the second half, we wouldn't be in this. And the only thing that went wrong in the first half was really miscommunication and broken coverages. You know, they were long pass plays that we just didn't get over the top on, and they did that. We did that in the second half.
The Lynx must win their final 2 games to have any hopes of making the playoffs. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Cole McAfee.
Thanks, Cole. Now, what about TJ? And you know, my feeling every week is that I hope Thomas Jefferson finds a way, because I feel for Coach Puev. I feel for those kids. Here's IWTV student Zach Harper Blunt.
Let's welcome your Thomas Jefferson Yellow Jackets.
TJ looking to stop its 4-game losing streak. Yellow Jackets hosting Des Moines East. Late first quarter, Brandon Trotter finds the hole and puts the only points on the board in the half. Scarlets lead 7-zip at the break. Mid-third quarter, visitors muff the punt. Logan Phillips falls on it for the home team, and that sets up Rob Conley. The sophomore refuses to go down from 12 yards out. TJ ties it up. Conley, 12 carries for 45 yards. Later in the quarter, Chino Alcala is gone. 43-yard run, Des Moines East up 14-7. The duo of Alcala and Trotter here, too much for the Jackets, combining for 309 yards on the ground, and Scarlets sting the Jackets 21-7.
A lot of words said at halftime about keeping the intensity up, and I feel like defensively we carried that pretty well. Offensively, we didn't capitalize on the key moments. You know, we have open receivers, and you just kind of got to hit those sometimes, and it happens. But, you know, I think defensively we played a solid game, and we just got to fix the things on offense.
We did a lot of good things. We just, you know, we had a lot of drop balls, we had a few overthrows, and we had 4 turnovers. And you look at that, and we were still in the ball game at the end. So we're, you know, the ending message is think of what kind of ball game we're in if we actually execute and do our jobs.
Thomas Jefferson loses its 5th in a row. The Jackets host Ankeny on senior night next week. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Zach Harper Blunt.
The St. Albert Falcons visit the winless Maple Valley Rams. Third quarter, visitors up 7-0. Junior Glenn Bertelson takes the rock 83 yards to the house to give the Falcons a commanding 14-0 lead. Later in the third quarter, the home team strikes back. Dylan Rossner blasted up the middle for a 1-yard touchdown. The Rams pull within 8. Fourth quarter, the visitors up 14-6. Bertelsen finds the gap to the sideline for another touchdown, this time from 59 yards out. The junior finishes the day with 251 yards on 24 carries, adding 3 touchdowns. Late in the fourth quarter, St. Albert up 21-14. The Valley finds itself in position to send it to OT, but the Falcons make a crucial stop to end the game. St. Albert wins the thriller 21-14.
We left 3 touchdowns off the board, and that's what we talked about with the kids afterwards. You know, style points don't mean much now, but that's something we can't do as we move forward here when we're going to face a very good Westwood Sloan team and a very good Audubon team down the stretch.
You know, I just want to step up so we can get some wins here and have a run for the playoffs. And I got to give a shout out to my lineman, Jake Petrie. Had some great blocks for me.
With the win, the Falcons improved to 4-3, while the Rams fall to 0-7. From the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Tyler Derrickson.
Thanks, Tyler. So the football season's more than halfway over. Hey, it's just beginning on the Lynx, in more ways than one. But up next, the Saints tackle the Tigers after the break.
At Council Bluffs Savings Bank, our goal is to help you, your families, and your businesses grow and prosper for generations. We take pride in our community, whether it's volunteering our time or helping individuals, families, and businesses succeed. We provide you with the personal service and attention you deserve. With over 220 years of banking experience, decisions are made locally. We are Council Bluffs people operating at Council Bluffs Bank to help Council Bluffs be a better place to work and live. Council Bluffs Savings Bank, hometown banking, the way it used to be. Member FDIC.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet. Dang it. Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Your future is here at CBTV. You're in the game. You take the shots. It's your story. The Media Studies program at Iowa Western. Real reality TV starring you. For more information, go to iwcc.edu. It's been an up and down year for the St. Albert volleyball team. The Saints have been hanging around the 500 mark all season. One reason, the Hawkeye 10 Conference. No patty cakes in this bunch. Case in point, the Tigers. Here's IWTV student Jack Clemish.
The Saints and Red Oak wearing pink in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Set 1, Dana Marsden with the kill. 3-0, visitors, the home team. Right back, Allie Wintergale with the tap down. St. Albert trails 8-4. The Saints senior with another kill. Saints trail by 12. Grace Wintergale out of bounds. The Tigers win 25-15. Set 2, Red Oak. Kate Walker buries it 1-1. The Tigers take a 5-4 lead. Grace Bloomstead with the kill. The Saints fight back. Grace Wintergale with one of her 14 kills. St. Albert takes the 16-15 lead. The older sister, Allie, ends the set. Saints win 25-21. Third set, Allie starts it off with one of her match highs, 18 kills, 2-1 home team. Red Oak comes right back. Grace Bloomstead with the kill, 5-2 Tigers. A senior again with her 9th kill, 20-14 visitors. Bloomstead serves it out. Red Oak wins the set, 25-15. Set 4, the Tigers with 10 blocks overall. Red Oak grabs a 7-6 lead. And then the Tigers keep on rolling. Sierra Athens with the point, 22-19. Angela Mahoney with her 10th kill. Red Oak wins the set and the match, 25-23. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Jack Clemish.
Thanks, Jack. And then there's the top-ranked team in the nation. And you know, I was talking to Iowa Western President Dr. Kinney the other day, and he agreed there's something special going on with the Reavers. Hit the highway to the Central Tournament and chalk up 4 more with pretty much not even breaking a sweat. Look at that record. Now, one reason Iowa Western's kicking butt and taking names again this year, well, actually, make that 2. Here's IWTV student Nicole Hedgecock.
The #1 ranked Reavers volleyball boasts 2 All-Americans.
I mean, talent goes a long way, but I think they both have a lot of drive, and they're both really competitive. So not only do they have the physical talent, but also the mental will to win.
Nicole Sanchez has 1,052 assists this season.
It was an honor because being freshman and named All-American, like I was shocked, but it was all thanks to the team, like the passers, my hitters, everything. I'm really excited for that.
Fellow sophomore Allie Dawson leads the team with 451 kills.
It was such an honor. I was proud of myself and proud of the team because really it's a team effort when 1 or 2 people get All-Americans.
Sanchez led the nation in 2013 with 1,761 assists. Her top priority this year?
Keep winning and hopefully win nationals. And I know we can make it there.
For volleyball, I just really want to win nationals.
And, you know, I couldn't be more proud of our girls. And if we have a little hiccup, we move on right away. We don't, dwell on it. And that's also something that's hard to come by as well.
Next, Iowa Western ventures to Florida for the Jacksonville tournament. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Nicole Hedgecock.
Thanks, Nicole. Now, what about the soccer teams? Well, kicked it with the Lakers, but they were not from LA. The hits just keep on coming. The women win, run their unbeaten record to 11-0-1. The guys keep pace and now stand at 13-0-1. Up next, our play of the week. Round and round we go. Go time for the Iowa Western golf teams. On the other side.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Schedule your campus visit today. Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone is brought to you by Toby Jack's Mineola Steakhouse, serving customers with dine-in, catering, takeout, banquet room, and more. Toby Jack's Mineola Steakhouse, home of the Thursday night taco ride.
You know, there's something about golf that just slows life down. The serenity, the peacefulness. Some of the Reavers are finding peace with their new surroundings and new teammates, not to mention their new head coach. Here's IWTV student Dylan Lindberg.
The 2014 Iowa Western men's golf team tees it up and is ready to go. Mark Juggins saw action in all 5 events for the Reavers last year. The freshman posted a scoring average of 79.3, ranking him 3rd on the team. So what made the kid from Surrey, England, want to get into golf?
My dad played when I was younger, and he got me into it.
This year, Juggins wants to work on his average after finishing 3rd in the Nationals last season. The men's team finished 2nd out of 24 teams in the Midland University Invitational. What is Coach Thompson's expectations coming into his first season as head coach of the Reavers?
You know, everything being new, this is my first year here, really had no expectations. I didn't want to come in with some preconceived notion of what it was going to be and what our roster was like. You know, so just kind of trying to figure it out, use this fall to kind of figure out who we are, you know, where we're at, what we need to get better at, and then how we can get to where we want to be, which is, you know, hopefully competing for a national championship in the spring.
How far can Iowa Western really go?
You know, it's really up to them. It's if they put in the time and they correct the things that need to be corrected and continue to get better every day, you know, I really think we can compete for a national championship. But, you know, that's to be seen.
The Reavers are hoping to compete for the national championship in May of 2015. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Dylan Lindberg. Now over to Frank Prazen.
Mashed potato. The ladies start off the year with a 35-shot win at the Peru State Invitational. Iowa Western hits the course with 8 new faces.
The team as young as this, you know, we've got really only 2 returners on both men's and women's. And so with all the freshmen, you just kind of don't know what to expect. And so we're using this fall just to kind of figure out where we're at.
Goals you would like to work on, achieve, or get better at?
Yeah, like my all-round game is pretty good, but I'll probably focus on my short game.
Okay. Our district is really good. You know, we've got the defending national champion, and Indian Hills is in our district. Dodge City's been playing really well. Hutch always has a good squad. So, you know, looking towards that spring district championship, you know, we're going to be up against it.
The Reavers are coming off a 2-shot victory at the Nebraska Wrestling Invitational. Next up, a tournament in Missouri. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Frank Prazen.
And now, it's time for our Play of the Week, brought to you by Buena Vista University. Lewis Central down by 8 against Sioux City East with just 20 seconds left. Austin Simmons lets it fly. Hero time for Connor Hannafin, a 37-yard lightning strike as the Titans go on to win it in overtime. Austin Simmons, Connor Hannafin with our Play of the Week. The Play of the Week is brought to you by Buena Vista University. Earn your bachelor's with face-to-face classes right here in Council Bluffs. Every week, I'm kind of speechless, if you can believe that. I mean, I'm constantly amazed at how far these Iowa Western media students have come and where they're headed. Once again, great job, gang. Now remember to keep it here for more news and information in your community by tuning in to the Council Bluffs News with Marie Zeitner. And so, for this latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm J.J. Davis, and as always, I'll see you around.